good morning, everyone who's watching from home or wherever you may be watching from. We are just about to get started on the first game of day one of Five Nations Roller Derby playoffs here in Sheffield. My name is Smash, and I am joined by...
Snooks.
Whose mic is on.
It's been on the whole time.
It's been on the whole time.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're on about.
Yeah.
So, game one, first game of the weekend, first game of the day is Hallam Hellcats up against Cambridge Rollerbillies. They're lined up. They're ready to go.
They're ready to go.
We're going straight in.
And we're straight in. Jam one, game one, as Smash has said. We've got Hallam skating in the black with the red and white accents, and Cambridge skating in the green. Firstly, Jam are going to Smith for Hallam. Meanwhile, Donna, who has got an updated jersey of Frenchie, saw it on Instagram this morning, is through the pack, stashed the star. Smith opting to call the Jam there. I think she secured 2 points.
2 points for Hallam, no points for Cambridge in this first jam, first game, first day. It's a jam of firsts.
Yeah, we've officially started the 2013 Five Nations Roller Derby playoffs. The first Five Nations playoffs.
Since COVID?
Well, the first Five Nations playoffs ever.
Because it was...
Yeah, last year was the showcase.
And jamming for Hallam, we've got Fatal Attraction and Blondie jamming for Cambridge. Fatal Attraction with two to beat up at the front, with one of the Cambridge pivot being sent off for what looked like a multiplayer block penalty.
Yeah, that was the law being assessed multiplayer, so, you know, apparently the law didn't win. Fatal Attraction with some nice footwork on the inside line, getting through for the 4 points. Meanwhile, Blondie pushing very close on the outside line, but just being clipped off and recycled. Meanwhile, Sue from Billies heading to the box. Pack advantage in favour of Hallam as they call the Jam, freezing two blockers in the box.
There's some nice kind of positional offence there from the Cambridge blockers, although they are starting with a pack disadvantage going into this next jam, especially from smash hits, just kind of being in the way, helping their jammer out in that last kind of last pass. Going into jam 3 with headers taking the star for Cambridge and Kafut for Hallam.
Really nice sort of mini shirt whip almost by Kafut on the outside. A blocker giving her that extra bit of sort of, not necessarily propulsion, but protection.
Yeah.
The momentum was definitely there, but it was more the defence from the blockers.
So headers there for Cambridge, kind of forcing the call off from Hallam. Headers kind of making it out in front, though not being lead, because they did stash the star.
I tell you what, this is really interesting, because I've been lucky to call a couple of games for Cambridge this year, travelling about with league mate Duke Special. And Cambridge have been super strong in their division and have been just really on it. And to see that we're a number of jams in now and they've not put any points on the board yet, is like, wow. I think it speaks volumes to the work that Hallam have put in this year.
Yeah.
I think they were undefeated in their division.
Oh, wow.
And they've really kind of dug deep and pulled it out of the bag this year, and just put massive hit there on Ansel, really rocking them from KP. Again, KP had just they've really had a phenomenal year. Standout blocker, in my opinion, for Cambridge.
But even with that kind of really heavy offence from KP, Ansel kind of making it out for the full 4 points on that pass. And again, seeing Cambridge go in for the star stash and the pass.
Yeah, so that's the first star pass of the weekend. The Law now in possession of the star, not able to kind of capitalise on any points there, as Hallam calling the jam with Law probably only about 10 feet away from the pack. Tantalisingly close. Yes.
Give me points. I've worked hard to be here.
That's so close. Just please.
No points for you.
Denied.
So going into this next jam, both teams starting with one blocker in the penalty box. We've got Smith jamming for Hallam up against Blondie for Cambridge. And Cambridge got lead jammer.
Yeah, they have been assessed lead. Blondie, looks like there was possibly a little bit of uncertainty. I couldn't tell you for sure myself whether Blondie was in or out on that hit, just coming into turn one. So she did reset herself. And, you know, sometimes it's especially when you're in this position, 22 points down, 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
She did choose to reset, but it has meant a 4-0 jam against Cambridge, even though they were lead.
I was wondering whether they were going to actually run it and just kind of try and get some points up on the board. You know, a bit of motivation early on in the game. So Sheffield? We're in Sheffield.
We're in Sheffield.
Words smash, words and places.
I mean, Hallam are Sheffield adjacent,
okay.
but yeah, they very very much Hallam.
Speaking of Hallam, Fatal Attraction for Hallam is picked up lead jammer status very, very quickly in this next jam. Headers again going for the star stash.
Looks like she is reaching for a pivot, and that has been a successful star pass.
So the Law now jamming for Cambridge, but still very much kind of in the pack up against those Hallam blockers on that straightaway.
And I tell you what, really interesting there, seeing initially that solid confidence from Hallam to initially fully four-wall block the Law, and then just one blocker dropping back just to bridge, and then slipping into that offensive position, which was incredibly effective. Literally just broke the wall enough to get the jammer through, and then straight away back into the defensive wall. And the Law is through. Helmet cover wasn't on.
That was their initial pass as well, I believe.
I was hoping so very much.
That would be, again, soul destroying. I need to think of a better phrase than soul destroying.
I mean, it's accurate.
I've got both my head announcers saying, yes, do better smash.
I feel it's accurate. So we do have a team timeout called by Cambridge, and we just want to give a quick shout out to some Cambridge skaters while we have a moment. Hurley, Ray, Catface and Ola. We've been advised by not just the bench crew but the team as a whole. You are greatly missed, not just today but this whole weekend. We know that you can't be here, and we hope that you are enjoying the action from home, and we hope that you're all well. So big love from not just the team, but all of us here at Playoffs this weekend. Yeah, big love, kisses, all of that good stuff, and you know, some shoves and whatever you skaters do. Why did that make me sound like I'm really old?
You young whippersnapper skaters.
Yeah, you young kids there.
Uncle Snooks.
Yeah. You young'uns. However you display affection to one another. But yeah, genuinely, you are missed by your teammates this weekend, folks. So we hope you're enjoying the action. And to all of you, of course, who can't be with us this weekend, we hope you're enjoying the stream. Massive thanks to Real Time Events who are hosting us this weekend. Yeah, we're back into the action.
So as we come out of that team timeout, the score 40 to Hallam, nothing to Cambridge, but there we have Donna for Cambridge jumping straight out of the pack, picking up that lead jammer status, but Kafut hot on the heels.
Donna coming around the outside, big hits.
Come on, put points up. There we go, 2 points.
And that's 2 unanswered points. So that's definitely like kind of the best possible outcome from that jam.
Yeah.
And I'm certain that she's going to be really happy with that.
I mean, it looks like that team timeout worked.
Yes.
After coming out of a 14-point jam from the previous.
Yeah.
Just an opportunity to reset and kind of reassess.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes team timeouts aren't just necessarily about sort of for you as a team, but it's about putting the brakes on for the opposition and
absolutely.
sort of stopping their flow. And it looks like that's definitely had that impact on Hallam. We do have Ansel picking up lead now, but we've also got Blondie through as well, and that's a super quick pass. And we've got 20 seconds.
2 blockers from Hallam sitting in the penalty box as well. So, you know, no points picked up by Cambridge, but hopefully, you know, starting with a slight advantage going into that next jam, hopefully an opportunity for Cambridge to, you know, capitalise on it and pick up some, at least lead going into this next jam.
And it looks like no points picked up for Hallam either, 2 points. So a very minimal jam for Hallam.
So it's slowing them down.
Yeah. So that means that jam, that was a forced call.
Yeah.
And Blondie, that only took her 20 seconds to get out of the pack, which is one of the quickest initial passes we've seen. And another lead for headers from Cambridge. This big hit there from Smith.
And even with only 2 blockers on track, some incredible kind of coordinated offense to get Smith out on that initial pass. So Cambridge picking up the full 4 points on that one, and no points for Hallam in that one. And that's the 3rd time that Cambridge have managed to pick up lead so far, which...
In reasonably quick succession.
Yeah, and, you know, that was only the 9th jam. That's 33.3%.
Love a percentage.
Maths.
Maths. You can't see it, but we're doing like raver hands.
Yeah. Robot raver hands?
Robot raver hands. That's hashtag robot raver hands. We've got to have a hashtag at a tournament event, and that apparently is what we've got this weekend.
So
Fatal
Attraction picking up lead jammer for Hallam. Donna was pretty close to getting out there.
And she's through, less than 20 seconds. I think this is now what I'm sort of classing the gold standard for a second jammer initial pass is 20 seconds or less.
That's the standard for the weekend.
Yeah.
Got to get out in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Not 21 seconds to go. 20.
Yes. So just a fun factual fact for you folks. Smash and I have been working at the same events for like 4, if we discount COVID, for like 4 years. This is actually our first time working together, but it turns out that we should have been working together for a long time because we are on the same page, or at least we feel it. We hope you're feeling it. So Kerfoot and Blondie are your jammers for Hallam and Cambridge, respectively.
And it's Kerfoot being recycled to the back of the pack, and Blondie being hit to the outside. You know, Blondie with 2 to beat up there on the straightaway. Spoke too soon. Announcer's curse.
Yeah, nice tight recycle from Wilma though.
You know, 30 seconds into this jam and we're still, you know, between the jam and pivot lines. But Stella picking up lead jammer for Hallam.
Wilma is sticking to Blondie like rubber on glue. It's such a tight 3-wall, but she makes it.
Makes it out.
I really thought that last hip check was going to be taking us to the outside again.
It's just, you know, testament to, you know, how tight and precise the footwork is from both teams on track today.
And another forced call. So Kerfoot was in the pack. Blondie had managed to get out, made a really quite a fast lap, and 2 more points on the board before Kerfoot called it. Oh, we got ourselves a pivot line start as it was foretold in the prophecy.
And we've got Headers taking the start for Cambridge again, and Ansel jamming for Hallam. And it is Ansel who picks up lead jammer.
Nice lateral movements from Ansel, seeing both through the initial and round the inside line. So we have had a star pass to the Law once again. She's looking for those spaces, but is taken to the inside.
The Law picking up quite a few of the star passes that we've seen so far for Cambridge.
3 star passes so far.
And even with a big hit out to the inside, it looked from here like they might have still been in. But I'm not a ref.
No. Like, mad respect to our officials. Sometimes I feel like as a skating official, you've got to have eyes in the back of your head. And maybe if you were a biblically accurate angel, like, I feel like that's the
demon hands and eyes
with all the
everywhere.
eyes. Yeah,
Oh.
I realised that could be a bit of a niche
Like
reference.
Pan's Labyrinth kind of monster guy.
Yeah. Sorry, I just went to a weird place at like 9 a.m. 9:16. Yeah, sorry about that, friends.
Instead of talking about the apex jump.
That was very nice. Yeah, and you definitely didn't need like 75 eyes to see that. That was very clear to see.
I thought that was going to be another one.
And yeah, she was in all day long.
One hand down.
Yeah.
One hand down roll.
One hand down.
Love that one hand down.
Do you know what the one hand down was? It borderline revolution. Oh my god, 24-point jam. I just saw you like just point at the screen. I was like
pointing at the screen, pointing at the whiteboard.
I was like, what's he pointing at? And I was like, and I could see Stormy writing on the board. I was like, yes, all of the things. Highest point jam, 24.
Apex jumps, angels, Pan's Labyrinth.
The jam had everything. Oh, Frenchie going for an apex jump, saying anything you can do, I can do equally as well. But outside there is Smith picking up lead. Going for the outside again, glancing blow.
Just a lovely little spin.
Very nice.
More pirouettes in Derby, please.
Yeah.
And Smith making fairly easy work of that kind of Cambridge wall as they go round for another set of points.
Absolutely incredible awareness from Donna, aka Frenchie. Wilma Wheelsmove had taken her off coming into turn 3. And one of her blockers, number 53, here we got Nat out of hell. Managed to get a shoulder check on Wilma, and Wilma stepped 1 foot off track. So Donna straight back on track. Perfectly legal. She was out of lane.
So Cambridge picking up 4 points in that last jam to Hallam's 12.
It looks like we had a moment where Jammer got issued a no pass, no penalty, and went to the box. But they're back on. Totally missed that. Thank you.
That's why we love our producers.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us, Stormy. We love you.
Thanks for being a friend.
And Cambridge, Blondie picking up lead jammer.
Fatal Attraction is out and chasing.
But going for that inside line and calling it off as she does so.
It's full 4 points.
Full 4 points for Cambridge.
Called it quick enough.
Denying any points for Hallam in that last jam.
And like, I say it a lot, but that inside line, that was equivalent to a wafer thin mint.
I wouldn't know that you say that all the time because we've never worked together.
I know. But like, I know we have this beautiful screen here, but it was literally the inside line dead ahead of us. And I was looking, I was like, there's not enough space for that skate, but she was through.
Skaters are like magic.
Skater's going to skate you.
Skater's going to skate.
And Kerfoot, just, that didn't look like that was in, but it clearly was. Because her jam ref was looking at her feet. She was in. That was beautiful.
So headers with the star for Cambridge taking a big hit to the inside and being recycled back to the pivot line. And with a little hoppity, skippity jump there from Kerfoot around the inside, picking up another 4 points.
A little bippity boppity boo.
Bippity boppity bam.
Nice.
And we've had a star pass for Cambridge, so Fowler now jamming for Cambridge.
And this is a power jam. Kerfoot taking a seat in the box for a cut penalty.
I want to say first power jam of the game.
And you would be correct.
I try.
And you succeed. So Fowler in possession of the star. So this we now have no lead jammer. It's going to run for the full 2. One blocker left. Pass. Wilma managing to push Fowler off to the infield, and in the time that she does, the full pack recycles to the front.
But that's some determination and stamina required from Fowler there. You know, no pack being called and, you know, stretching it out.
Yeah. By hook or by crook, I feel like Fowler's going to pick up at least some points here.
I mean,
there we go.
Hallam have got 2 blockers sat in the penalty box, so this is the time to really make the most of it. And they're going to be starting with those 2 blockers in the box, but we have had Cambridge have 1 sent to the box as well, so slightly less of an advantage. But, you know, in terms of like mental game, having such, you know, a clean game from Hallam so far, really.
Yeah.
To have the first power jam go that way is going to be a bit of a...
Yeah, there's got to be an element of, just going to give you a quick rundown of the rosters while we're in this official timeout. It is just the roster for the full team for the weekend. So skating in the black for Hallam, we've got 0 Wilma Wheels Move, 4 Cartwheels, 9 Ansel, 1-3 Rat Eyes, 1-4 Oliver Sudden, 1-6 Abattoir, 1907 Maybelline China Shop, 2-2 Pneumatic, 2-3 Smed Smash, 3-2-4 Goldie Blocks, 3-4 Genuine Article, 3-6 Fatal Attraction, 4-6 Smith, 5-8-8 Bobcat, 6-4 Killaree, 7-3 Kerfoot, 7-5 Rollercroft, 8-3 Grimblock, 8-0-0 Carnage, and 9-9 Feverbee.
And skating in green for Cambridge Rollerbillies, we have 1159 Nim Chimpsky, 137 P, 161 Them Fatal, 19 Tsunami, 1917 Blondie, 1953 Primal Queer, 1962 Hurley Jackson, 216 Sweetness and Fight, 36 Donna, 50 The Law, 5-2 Rebo, 5-3 Nat Out of Hell, 6 Catface, 6-1-3 Rose Misconduct, 6-9 FEB, 7 Smash Hits, 8-2-3-8 Headers, 9 Fowler, 9-04 Gnarly Ray Jepson, 9-9 KP. And I'm hoping Snoogs has been paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah, so we've got lead jammer being assessed to Ansel, but Donna did a star stash, and she is through and giving chase. She is already out of the pack. That was a beautiful skip and a jump over the apex. And my assumption is that Hallam are looking to run the clock to empty the penalty box, which they have done. And close it down just in time to prevent Cambridge from picking up any further points, but only get another 2 for themselves.
So
on that
another
scoring
forced
pass.
call-off.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
So, in terms of penalties, just got a quick official timeout. We've got a pretty clean board, to be fair. A couple of people sat on one. One person sat on 2. One person sat on 3, and we've got one person sat on 5. Yeah. But yeah, we've got 1, 2. Oh, beautiful! It's got count at the top. That's amazing. We've got 6 penalties total for Hallam, 13 total for Cambridge. So really, a very low penalty game.
Yeah.
I have memories of one of the first tournaments I worked. The first live stream game I worked, there were 50 penalties by half time.
50 by half time. Stop it.
Yeah. This was 2013. It was a lot.
Bit of a different game back in 2013
It was,
as well, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was about to say we'd only just got rid of minors, but we were well out of minors, to be fair.
I've heard of minors.
Oh yeah.
In relation
to penalties, yeah. Maybe. But yeah, it was a hell of a game. I remember myself and my co-announcer. We got to the half and we were like, just going to go and have a look at the penalty board. And I sort of came back because we still had the inside whiteboards.
Remember them as well.
And I came and sat down and I sort of looked at him and he was like, you're right. And I was like, it's like 54 penalties. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah.
How many flipping whiteboard markers did they get through? The unseen expense of roller derby.
Yeah.
Stationary.
Yeah, stationary. So totally random thing, but it's essentially this weekend. Many of us have brought our emotional support soft toys because we're fully functioning adults. And I've just seen that Coco's having a right good time.
Is
in-house.
Beyonce out?
No, I've just seen Coco spinning around with my long cat, Cinnamon Swirl. Or I was like, what's Coco doing? And then I could just see this grey thing just swinging around. I was like, oh, brilliant, cool.
I'm regretting leaving Brian at home. Brian, my Build-A-Bear.
Oh, you totally should have brought Brian. We're back in the action, though.
Back in the action. Who needs Brian?
Next time.
We've got Derby.
Yeah. So lead jammer going to Smith after that official timeout. And we've got Blondie looking for those spaces.
And Smith, with very little resistance, making their way, kind of weaving around the pack to pick up those 4 points, breaking the century for Hallam.
Yep.
Derby bingo. Boink.
Yeah. Split pack, forcing that reform, giving a bit of space to Blondie, but Hallam with a very quick reform at the front.
And kind of Cambridge, they're looking like they're almost trying to catch one of those Hallam blockers as a goat to just try and give them a bit more oomph.
I feel like the whole goat move is coming back. I don't know how I feel about it.
I scrimmed on Thursday and I was goated repeatedly.
Ooh.
We've got another power jam in favour
of Cambridge.
With a cut track penalty being called on Smith.
So we've got about half a minute left on the clock. Big hit going to Blondie, but the initiating blocker has secured themselves a penalty for it. So that's one less blocker to contend with. Looks like Smith will exit the box before the jam ends.
Yeah. And that looks like the full 4 points that Cambridge were able to pick up in that power jam. But Hallam picking up 14 before Smith was sent to the box.
So the skater from Cambridge that we mentioned during the official timeout, who was on 5, is now on 6. So it's possible we're going to see a foul out soon.
So Cambridge starting this jam with a slight pack advantage, and from this angle it kind of looked like the blockers were kind of swamping back onto the Hallam blockers, and it's paid off because Headers has picked up lead jammer for Cambridge, but not to be outdone. There's been a bit of a star stash situation, and Fatal Attraction just sneaking through the inside, forcing the call off from Headers. No points to either team, and we have got an official review.
Yeah, Headers deciding to take control of the jam there. She was, as you said, she was lead, and she got kind of reabsorbed. So she, while sort of trapped in the pack, she could see after that star stash that she wasn't going to make it out before the opposition got to the pack, called the jam, and then obviously we've gone straight into this official review. Stormy's headed over to see what's going to be the outcome of, or what's called and is going to be the outcome of that for us. So we will wait and see.
Oh, we've got dancing on track. Like, it's so early.
Yeah.
That's some commitment. I mean, it's commitment to be here in the first place because, you know, Derby, but also to be spinning around in this heat. You don't need to be.
No. It's, I mean, from what I understand, I heard a bit about the sort of the air circulation, how things are working in-house. We've been informed from the venue that because of the way their air is working, will actually be cooler if we keep the doors closed. And I think things are slightly cooler at the far end of the hall, which is unfortunate for us.
I mean, as announcers, we've brought fans.
Yes, I mean I've got my neck fan. I've got it.
Clacky fan.
Oh, that was quite loud.
Sorry.
That was louder than I anticipated.
Sorry.
No, don't apologise.
Clacky fan. For the fans back home.
For the fans. Yes. So we're doing our best to keep cool and hydrated and such, and we hope that you're doing the same at home. This is semi-responsible snoogs. Bit being saying only you can stop forest fires. No, wait, no, not forest fires. Only you can ensure your own hydration and safety.
Back when I coached, my line, Coach Smash, was hydrate or dihydrate.
Nice. I love that.
One of my old kind of new skater, formerly known as Freshies, made a sign that said, Coach Smash says hydrate or dihydrate.
I love that. So the official review was reviewing direction for Hallam blocker for hit on jammer after getting lead. No cool stands.
So going into jam number 19, we've got Donna jamming for Cambridge up against Kafut for Hallam, and it is Kafut that picks up lead jammer as 2 Cambridge blockers start the jam in the penalty box. And as I say that, the pivot is going off to the box as well.
And Donna going with an apex jump. Gets herself through.
She's hooning round for points, but not before Hallam call off the jam. Picking up 8 points in the process.
very impressive to complete that initial pass with only one blocker. Sort of, there's only so much you can do as a lone blocker in a offensive position.
Yeah, like default is like, no, be defense.
Yeah.
Don't go past me.
Yeah. Please
This
stop.
is my point.
Please stop.
This is my point, but it's also the point of every other skater that is sat in the penalty box.
Must protect everybody. So we've got just under 4 minutes remaining of this first half. And we've got Ansel and Blondie as your active jammers.
And right from the off, Ansel being hit to the outside by one of the Cambridge blockers, but that blocker has been sent to the penalty box for doing something naughty by hitting Ansel out.
I believe that was KP. It looked like it was a direction penalty. So Ansel already on her second scoring pass.
Just a bit of a formidable four-wall there from Hallam between turns 1 and 2. Blondie trying to find space, but it just constantly being filled every single time. KP out of the penalty box, just going straight for the offense, and it clearly works.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Hit them when they don't know you're coming.
Yeah. I feel like it seems that a lot of people don't expect the offense straight from the box. Like, the people are more likely to try and rejoin the wall.
I mean, if you've already got a kind of fairly solid shape, if you've got, you know, a kind of solid 3-wall, then...
Oh. Intriguing.
Hey, look at that.
Love that. Love that a lot.
Star pass in the first 5 seconds. Didn't have that on my bingo cards.
No. So now Cambridge are all about the O, or the D, sorry. No pass, no penalty, but Smith still being assessed with lead. But you've 53, that's going to be Nat out of hell. First time jamming. She tried to call it, but of course she's not lead because she took the star. It's like, yes, you were absolutely the first one out the pack, but...
You're not lead.
Yeah.
Settle in for a 2-minute jam.
However, Smith was assessed lead.
There we go. So Nat out of hell picking up the first 4 points for Cambridge and for this jam. So whether Smith is going to allow this jam to run, no. Protect that lead. Yeah, I don't think that's something I've seen like right off the line.
Handful of times. Like, I say handful of times in my 11 years of announcing.
It's like last year with the overtime jam that caused everyone so much stress.
Brain melt.
I wasn't even announcing, I was just watching and it gave me the ick. Our jam start.
Oh.
We have got a Hallam jammer sat in the box. And this feasibly the last jam of the half. And
I wonder if, obviously this is speculation, we'll see if we can find out during half time. I wonder if perhaps so it was a back block. No need to speculate because we've got the penalties here. Thank you. So it was a back block penalty being assessed to Smith, presumably towards the end of the previous jam, and being awarded between jams. So
with Smith coming out of the penalty box, they've already kind of stashed the star. second scoring pass for Cambridge, going into their third, calling off the jam, picking up the 3 points in that last pass while Hallam pick up 2.
And
that's going to be the highest scoring jam.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Stormy. Love you.
So yeah, that's half time, folks. Hallam with 142, Cambridge with 41, 101 point differential. It's not impossible. I feel like it's unlikely, but it's not insurmountable. It would take a chunky comeback.
A chunky comeback?
I don't know where that's come from. Apparently I've broken.
You're not wrong.
I've broken my co-announcer and my producer.
That's the hashtag right there.
Okay, hashtag chunky comeback. So yeah, if it would take a real shift, but I think whatever happens this second half is going to be very interesting, because Cambridge really seem to be coming into their own in the last sort of 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this is 10 minutes for both teams to just take a seat, reflect, work out what they're going to be doing in the next half of this game.
Yeah.
You know, if we see some more jams like that last one, obviously it was, you know, a power jam start, but, you know, really capitalising on those opportunities, it's going to, for Cambridge to pull it back, it's going to need to be a smart game from them.
Yeah. But yeah, so in the spirit of that, we're going to go and take several seats also, and we will be back with you probably in about 5 minutes. So go and grab a cuppa and maybe some kind of breakfast.
Oh, breakfast
something.
Would be good.
Yeah. And we'll see you soon. Thanks, folks.
Peace out. We are back. I hope you are as well. I hope you're just not... I hope you're back, because there's more derby afoot. For the second half of Hallam up against Cambridge. Score currently standing at 142 to Hallam Hellcats, 41 to Cambridge Rollerbillies. We've got another half hour of this game.
We absolutely do. I've got some stats for you.
Love stats.
And now I've got love stats. Sorry. So we've got leads in the previous half. 6 leads to Cambridge, 16 to Hallam. Jammer penalties, 3 to Hallam, 0 to Cambridge. And star passes, 0 to Hallam, 5 to Cambridge.
It's really interesting that all of the jammer penalties have been to Hallam.
Yeah.
It wouldn't necessarily, the score wouldn't necessarily reflect that, but
and I think it's interesting that the it's like obviously we can pinpoint that one of those star passes was the straight off the line star pass.
Yep.
And there's been one that was in the midst of a jam, but like the penalties and stuff have partly overlapped with the the passes have partly overlapped with the penalties.
Yeah.
And such. But we're back into it. So we've started off with Kerfoot and Blondie. Both of them currently battling. Although, as I say that, of course, Kerfoot manages to get her hips around the opposing blocker to get through, and Blondie finding space on the outside line to complete her initial pass. And I think that's going to be at least... Oh, no, not quite. Bunny is up there, 2 points for Kerfoot, so that was a forced call.
Yeah, Kerfoot quite visibly kind of call into the pack, you know, in terms of kind of get me points. So Ansel taking the star for Hallam, and Headers taking the star for Cambridge. So KP up there again with the offense.
Lead jammer going to Ansel as the pack stretches things out very far.
And we have had another star pass for Cambridge, so the Law picking up the star.
Meanwhile, Ansel completing that first scoring pass.
The Law kind of trying to find that space in lane 1. So quite a few penalties being called for Cambridge, and the Law being sent off for a forearms penalty. So we've got Cambridge's first jammer penalty and a power jam in favour of Hallam. After already having picked up 12 points, still 30 seconds left on the clock. Real opportunity for them to extend that lead. With a whip, with a whip.
Love a whip. Law back on track.
So after that 2-minute jam, I think first 2-minute jam of the game?
Yeah.
I don't recall one.
No, you're right, first 2-minute jam. Although we did have that star pass, Law not managing to complete the initial. A 20-point jam for Hallam in that one. So another high-scoring jam.
So one blocker from Hallam starting in the box, so slight advantage in favour of Cambridge as we go into this next jam.
We've got Donna and Smith.
Isn't that someone from Doctor Who?
I think it might be.
No, Donna Noble.
Donna Noble, there we go.
Sorry.
Inside line left, just open just a little bit, but that was more than enough for Donna. So she is through, she is lead, and Smith is still looking for something. She's still looking, she's got the star in hand, so whether she's looking for a star pass, whether she's stashing it.
Looks like it's just the stash.
Yeah.
So Smith out for their initial, while Donna goes for another pass, cooling it off with such grace and elegance.
Yeah.
Yes, I am the jammer. Yes, I am calling it off. Give me points.
So the arms is it's something that I've clocked as part of a communication thing with Cambridge and their bench.
Okay.
Their bench will indicate in a similar way. I think it's so it's nice and clear to see.
Yeah.
Sort of it's the same kind of almost V-shaped arms, sort of to go call it. So I guess it's the jammers mirroring back,
Yeah.
say like, shall I? But it always looks super fancy, almost sort of like Olympic gymnast-esque.
Yes.
It's like, and I'm calling the jam, and the Russian judges loved it. But yeah, it looks super suave. I'm a big fan.
Facial attraction, kind of stretching that pack out and picking up lead jammer.
Ooh, bit of a tumble there on the straightaway for turn for second straightaway. There we go. But Blondie is out.
Perfectly timed call off there as well.
Very nice.
Another forced call off, so 2 points picked up for Hallam in that last jam. I love that the officials have got fans as well.
Yeah. Got a lot of time for that.
I'm a fan of the fans.
It's getting hot in here, so pick up all the points.
Nice.
Thanks. Fresh jam means fresh jammers, and we've got Kerfoot and Donna.
Brilliant kind of reforming there from the Cambridge blockers. You know, it looked like there was only one to beat, but they've just kind of snuck back in. Like, nope, nope, we are a coherent team of blockers. You must pass all of us.
And somehow slipped. It was just at the very edge of our screen, so it didn't quite catch it. But that was very impressive.
So Donna stashing the start and kind of hunkering down with, they were at the time, kind of hunkering down with their pivot. But it looks like that Donna is still jammer.
So Donna still looking for the initial. And she's found it.
But first.
Hashtag bat first. So interestingly, we've got Hallam on a 1 out of 4 rotation, and Cambridge on a 1 out of 3 rotation. And Donna very happy there that she bagged 2 points that she was like, I'm pretty sure I got those. Got to wonder on those differing levels of rotation if that's having an impact on stamina. Just having that extra body to kind of add into the mix.
So Blondie taking the start for Cambridge while everyone's having a bit of a party on the pivot line.
Gotta love a pivot line party.
Ansel being recycled to the back of the pack on turn 1, and Blondie picks up lead jammer, but Ansel is out of the pack for their initial as well. Cambridge at this point looking more than anything to just try and keep those Hallam blockers split, and it's worked. So that's 4 points picked up for Cambridge. And no points picked up for Hallam in that last jam.
And that's going to be the first time Ansel has been denied lead this game.
So Nat out of hell, first time I think taking the star right from the off.
Yes.
So we've mentioned, you know, Cambridge are on a 1 in 3, but it's looking like they've kind of, let's shake things up a bit.
That was very nice, because it was the star pass of the line was to Nat in the previous half.
So it's wondering whether or not we're going to see some relief jammers kind of making an appearance.
Definitely something to think about, and obviously she got through very quickly, although not lead, very quick out of the pack, and with some really nice footwork and an apex jump to boot. And I know that a lot of people are like, yeah, apex jump is lovely, it's super fancy, yeah. And it's like, but they actually can be very effective. It's not just like the razzmatazz. And KP heading to the box for a low block, and that is going to be their 7th penalty. So they are fouled out.
So that's both jammers making it out within 15 seconds, not even 20 seconds, 15 seconds, forcing the call off and a scoreless jam in that last one.
I assume that it's sorted. I was going to say there may be a brief lapse, but they've managed, because they're super quick,
super efficient.
Super efficient.
So we've got Blondie jamming for Cambridge up against Kafut for Hallam, and Kafut just sneaking round on the apex in lane 1, picking up lead jammer.
It's a real shame to lose KP. They've while they have obviously been penalty heavy, they've been very effective in their blocking.
Absolutely.
But them's the rules.
Them's the rules. Do the dirties, you do the time. With a nice little T-shirt whip there, Blondie making it out of the pack,
Woof.
but not before taking a big old hit up on turn 4.
Let's see, frustrating thing here. Great hit from Wilma. However, obviously she went down as well, and the blocker that was adjacent to her was not in front of her. So even though she ran back with her, it was obviously a tactic, which is fair. But Jammer didn't need to go back. Could have got back on and carried on.
One of those kind of mind games.
Oh, it's 100%, and it's a fully valid tactic.
Yeah.
It's about the awareness, and to be fair, if you're ever in doubt, don't risk it, especially as a jammer. It's not worth getting a cut.
Skaters aren't biblically accurate angels.
Yeah. they would never be deceptive.
And again, both jammers picking up, getting out the pack on their initial fairly quickly.
Under 15 seconds. Skaters on Decepticons. Oh, beautiful. Not in bounds, but beautiful.
Both jammers being recycled all the way back to the back of the pack. Ansel looking like they were going to call it for a sec. Their hands were primed and ready.
Maybe she just got the mid to late 90s banger Tragedy by Steps going in her head.
It'd be a tragedy to call the jam if there are still more points to be scored.
Exactly. And for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about,
neither do we.
I was going to say, congratulations, you don't need ibuprofen yet. Team timeout called by Cambridge.
So it'd be interesting to see. We had a team timeout called by Cambridge in the first half.
Yes.
And they made a bit of a comeback. They, were able to put a few more points on the board coming out of that team timeout, putting the brakes on Hallam a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if we get a similar situation this time.
Yeah. I mean, we're now just under 16 minutes remaining of the game. Scores 194 to 62. I think the conclusion of the game is probably foregone at this point. So we're looking at differentials.
Yep.
And trying to minimise the damage, so to speak. So it obviously, I don't know how much people are still looking at taking into account places like flat track stats and stuff like that. I'm sure that they probably still have some bearing when we're looking at divisions for events like Five Nations, and they help to kind of get the lay of the land for where we're placing various teams and stuff. So yeah, helping to minimise the differential could help to determine placings for different divisions for next year.
Yeah.
And it's always good to try and aim for reducing that quote damage. And the damage limitation.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we are looking at damage limitation, if there's going to be a change of kind of gameplay style from Cambridge. Because if the game is different, then adapt to it.
Yeah. And I mean, as I say, having had the opportunity to call Cambridge in a couple of their games this year, Hallam do seem to be quite a different style of team to what they've played. Cambridge were in a division with London Roller Derby, Battersea Power, London Rock and Rollers All Stars, Hertfordshire Roller Derby, and Big Bucks High Rollers. And that there's something I can't quantify it. I've not had enough calorific input to fuel my brain, if I'm being quite honest. But there's something distinctly different about the style of play, and hopefully, potentially, you'll see that as the weekend progresses, because obviously we've got some of those teams participating this weekend, and it'll be interesting to see matchups of those teams as we progress.
So with Fatal Attraction being hit out, it looks like there might be an opportunity for Blondie to make their way out of the pack first, picking up Lead Jammer, but again, curse of the announcer, spoke to it soon. Fatal Attraction is out of the pack, picking up Lead Jammer. But with some brilliant kind of lateral footwork there from Blondie, able to make their way out for their initial. With a full 4 points picked up by Hallam, bringing the score to 62 to Cambridge, 206 to Hallam.
We're starting the next jam with a pack advantage to Hallam, 1 Cambridge blocker in the penalty box.
And, you know, even with kind of like 13 and a half minutes left, Hallam's still playing a very clean game as well.
Yeah, incredibly so. We've still got that original blocker that we mentioned in the first half on Sound 6 for Cambridge. They've managed to not
pick up that all-important last one.
Yeah, they're not going full Ash Ketchum. They're not looking to catch them all. This is something I didn't warn you. All of my pop culture references are current and up to date. But we do have both of our jammers out, and Kerfoot has called the jam, did obtain the full 4 points.
Calling it off as kind of getting hit off by FEB there. I mean, I wouldn't want to have to go skate backwards to rejoin the foray of...
I'm not doing that again.
No, I'm done. No, I'm not. I've got 12 and a half more minutes of this and a whole weekend.
Hey. So I've already done this.
So very, very quickly, Ansel picking up Lead Jammer for Hallam, and we've got Nat out of Hell taking the star for Cambridge again.
Some beautiful blocking. Nice recycle there from, I believe that's number 66. Where are we going? 64 possibly, Killer Ree. Oh, and another great hit.
FEB again. With the big hits.
Yes.
That's Fowler.
Yeah. Honestly, the blockers in this game have been absolutely stonking.
Fowler again.
She's devastating in the best possible way. Sit down.
Sit down. I'm doing my thing. The naughty thing, admittedly, because Fowler is off to the box.
Please take several seats. There's been an awful lot of right place, right time blocking.
Yep.
And that's not to say like it's been pure chance, because it hasn't. You can see that it's been very calculated, very targeted, but it's all just. You can see that its training is paying off.
Yeah.
And it's all aligning, and it's just chef kiss. I mean, we're taking the opportunity to highlight the work of the blockers, and we're possibly having the most blocker penalties in one jam that we've had all game. We are also in a power jam for Hallam, so that's the first jammer penalty we've had for Cambridge. Second jam penalty we've had for Cambridge, my mistake. It was a back block being assessed to
Nat out of hell.
Nat out of hell, thank you. Brain just went, nope.
And like mentioning the blockers and the kind of level of blocking so far in this game.
We've got a palindrome.
Got a palindrome.
26622.
Love that. Take on your Derby bingo.
Flipping love a palindrome. Sorry.
Just a sweep. Just a lovely little sweep there, getting Smith out
Very nice.
very, very quickly in this power jam situation.
And we're going to have ourselves a jammer switch. Smith picking up a cut penalty. Nat was standing in the box, so it won't be the full 30 seconds that Smith serves. But this will be a full 2-minute jam because Smith was lead. Still 1 minute and 25 left on the clock.
Plenty of time for Derby.
Plenty of time for us all to have a cry.
So Nat out of hell going for the stash.
I reckon she might be going for the pass. We've got Blondie as the pivot who has now taken the star.
And that's the thing with, you know, a jammer sitting in the box. If that pack is all the way on the opposite side of the penalty box, that gives the jammer a real opportunity to just sprint and barge their way through that wall.
Can't see it, but I'm doing a trucker arm thing. I don't even know how to describe it. Wide open outside line. Smith living her best aerial life. I want to be up there where the people aren't. Meanwhile, Blondie's still looking fine.
So sweetness and fight there, trying to take out Hallam's brace to get Blondie through.
So Cambridge not able to make any real impact with that power jam. Great star pass from Nat, but Blondie just managing to complete her initial with about 8 seconds left on the clock, which is a shame, but a testament to the defensive blocking from Hallam. And that's going to be a cut penalty for Donna. Didn't even get to mention that she had been awarded lead.
Before she was told to take several seats.
So lead has then been awarded to Fatal Attraction.
Nice bit of coordinated offense there from the Hallam blockers, all just kind of lined up in lane one. And it's a cut track penalty awarded to Donna, no, Fatal Attraction. So another jammer switcheroo.
And that's more of a rotating door situation because Donna had left the box before.
So it will be the full 30. Full 30. Put your teeth in,
yes,
Smash.
The full 30.
That was also very Steps-esque. Out of play. Yes, we are. We're stopping moving. We're throwing our arms up to show you how little we are moving.
You see, that's interesting. That's where you went because I saw out of play. Everyone put their hands up, and my brain just went, "Put your hands up for Detroit." No, I love this city. And now, yeah, thank you. Donna going back to the box. That's another cut. Good grief. 6 minutes left on the clock, and it's all going.
Fowler's going for a forearms penalty, all the Fs.
I'm basically full of song quotes right now because my brain's just like, Making my way downtown. It's going wrong. I don't know what's happening. It's all mad. Stormy sat next to me. I could hear it over my headphones. Didn't mean to bring this level of chaos to you quite so early in the morning, folks.
Lie,
but
Snoogs. We love you for it.
thanks. But we probably are setting the tone for the day. So
And the weekend.
if that's not what you're about, maybe mute the feed and just watch the games. But hopefully you're enjoying it. Just been looked at by Andy from Real Time Events. Like, what are you doing? He's worked with me. He's worked with me enough. He knows what's going on. It's a very good point, Stormy. Don't watch chaos. Don't want chaos. Watch golf. A penalty being called straight off the line, and that's Kerfoot heading to the box.
And Rebo taking the star for Cambridge. First time Rebo taking the star off the line, at least. Can't comment if they've taken a star pass.
No, I don't believe they have. I'm sure our statistician, Stormy, will be able to confirm. Yeah, no, you're right, first time. So Rebo is pushing.
And absolutely smashing it. There you go, lead jammer for Rebo. First time taking the star, picking up lead jammer.
And I think it's fair to say the crowd's gone wild. Which is nice.
She's got a big old grin on her face too. We love to see it.
Living her best life.
So Wilma went down while taking Rebo down, so I was able to kind of keep going.
Yeah.
I can just hear the crowd just going, Rebo.
It's absolutely wonderful. It is a name that you can really cheer as well.
It is.
You can get
guttural.
Yeah, you can get some real welly behind that. What a start to the weekend. We do have Kerfoot back on track. Round the outside, completes that initial. Still got 27 seconds remaining of this jam. And Wilma just an absolute powerhouse.
So Fowler kind of just like, yes, let's focus on Wilma.
Yeah. To shut her down. And that's going to be 3 points on the board for Rebo. Nice.
And 4 for Hallam, like considering...
Oh, official review being called by Cambridge. So Stormy's going to go find out what's going on for us. And totally by chance, as Coco walked into the middle, they started doing some hashtag robot rave hands.
Robot rave hands.
They moved into like more sort of flowy hands, but they started off with the... Just love it how things align.
I'm going to have to get my notes app up on my phone.
Yeah.
And like start listing
the hashtags. Yeah, I love that. We absolutely take this seriously, folks. So we have 2 minutes 42 seconds left of this game. Scores of 253 to Hallam, 66 to Cambridge. And as I mentioned, we are in a official review for Cambridge. Each team, of course, has one official review per half. If that official review is upheld, i.e. successful, then they get another one. Hallam haven't used any official reviews yet this game.
Nope.
If you don't use it, you lose it, so it doesn't carry over into the second half.
But you can also use it as a timeout.
You can. You can.
But
the amount of times I've done house calls where I've heard official review and I've started hobbling my way into the middle and then gone time out. I'm like, okay.
Gross.
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 But But yeah, so the next game we have up for you, friends, is going to be North Wales taking on Sheffield Steel Rollers. And on the stream for you, we will have McG and MC. I look forward to listening to that back, actually. I feel like that's going to be... I feel like it's going to be a different level of chaos.
Yeah.
A totally different brand.
I've worked with McG before.
I love working with McG.
That was a good time.
Yeah. I love that you're like, that was a good time.
That was a good time.
Facts.
It's one of my favourite games, like my favourite calls I've ever done, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's top of my CV.
I love that.
Thanks for pairing us up together. It's 2019.
You're welcome.
Dorset versus Wiltshire.
Love that. Yeah, no, he's McG is top tier.
Yeah.
We started working together, did a bunch of house calls in Nottingham, and sort of the generic sort of home venue for a lot of the teams in Nottingham is Lee Westwood.
Generic home venue.
Well, like it's the venue that a lot of the teams use, but they've got like these like couches. Just give you a quick recap on the official review. So Cambridge were looking for a cut on Hallam's jammer after 69 cut hit them out. No call stands, so official review is lost. We do have Ansel as lead. Blondie is out and giving chase. It looks like Ansel's choosing to run the clock, which is interesting. Not done that.
First time we've seen it.
Yeah.
Where they've decided to run rather than calling it.
I'm going to come back to that story about McG though.
Yes. Had another lovely pirouette there from Ansel as they were making their way around lane one, just like skate kind of out in the air.
Nice.
It's a technical ballet term.
Yes, of course. Yeah. So I realised I need to, true ADHD fashion, I need to go back a bit. We were calling a game in Leicester, and I was having a particularly asthmatic day, and we were doing some filler because there was an official timeout for some track repair, and he said that he could, I can't remember how it came up, but he said that he could do from memory the old Bird's Eye waffle advert.
They're waffly versatile.
Yeah, like, but the whole like all the ways you can have them. And we've got Smith as lead, and we became Waffle and Wheeze. They became our duo name, and we've got Donna with a star stash. And basically, this game in Nottingham, where they ended up bringing us in couches instead of chairs, and we were announcing on a couch together, and we were like, "Welcome, Nottingham. You're on the couch with Waffle and Wheeze." And it became a thing, and like the next game we announced together, they just brought the sofa in without asking.
Stop it.
And we were like, we had couches for like the next 3 home games. It was amazing.
If anyone from Dorset is listening, can you please get me a couch to announce from? Thanks, directors. Love you.
It's the wave of the future. So this will almost certainly be the final jam of the game. We've got 13 seconds on the period clock.
And it's Rebo with the star again.
So Fatal Attraction is your lead jammer for Hallam. Rebo has removed the star, looking to potentially pass that to the Law. No. Oh, don't know.
Just tucking it behind the back, like.
Just thinking about it. Abattoir is currently causing all sorts of problems. No. So that's Fatal Attraction going. I'm just going to take some points and call it. You know, I'm done. It's too hot for this nonsense, which is fair. So we will, of course, wait for the official final score.
But if it stands as it is, I think I think Hallam have doubled their lead from half-time. I think they had a lead of 101 at half-time. They now have a lead of 202.
Yes.
Stormy's just shrugging at me.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It was around 100.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, I was 1 out. 1 out. Let me off this early. But there it is. It has gone official. So Cambridge Rollerbillies on 70. But the winner of this first game of the first day is Hallam Hellcats with 272.
Absolutely cracking stuff. Folks, we do hope that you have enjoyed this game. I've enjoyed it.
I've had a cracking time.
It's been beautiful.
It's been great. But stick around.
Yes,
There's more
please
derby.
do. Please do.
You know, it's a bit of a slightly different setup than we've had at playoffs before.
Yeah.
You know, only one track.
I am so happy about that.
You don't have to choose what derby to watch because it's all on the same track.
Yeah.
No switching between channels.
You don't have to be like, oh, but I'm gonna miss the end of this one, or I'm gonna miss the start of that one.
You're not going to miss anything.
You're not gonna miss any of it.
It's all here.
It's all here, all derby, all the time.
So yeah, stick around for North Wales versus Sheffield. I've been Smash.
I will continue to be Snoogans.
I'll continue to be Smash, I guess. I've already changed my name once. Can't do it again. It costs too much on scrim tops.
It really does. It really does. And Stormy will always be Stormy, or Grandma Stormy. And I'll. Oh damn! I've changed as well. I'm Uncle Snoogs. We'll be here. We're here all weekend. Try
welcome.
whatever you want to eat or drink.
I'm
See you
going to
soon.
go have my breakfast.
Yes.
Love you, bye.
Bye.